Failure is the opposite of success. As long as we're alive, we have the opportunity to succeed. There are many ways to define failure, but they all have one thing in common: a missed opportunity. What if failure isn't the opposite of success? What if it's the very key to achieving it? A new study found that those who feel the most amount of pressure to succeed actually fail the most. If you relate to that, then this video is for you. This is the one that everyone needs to see. Are you afraid of failing? I am, but today I want to share with you something that helped me become fearless in the face of rejection. The biggest problem in life is the fear of failure, and failure is painful. Nobody wants to feel like they've messed up. We all strive to win, to be number one, to be the best. And when we fail, we know that we're not the best. Because we didn't get what we wanted. I remember all those times that I failed my exams and I was so upset about it. Like, why didn't I study enough? Why wasn't I good enough? And I was ashamed to go back home and tell my mom. She worked so hard to give me opportunities and I was letting her down. But when I think back now, I realize that there's something wrong with striving to never fail. We can't ever expect to win if we're afraid of losing. So here's the secret path to success that nobody talks about. Failure is the only way to get what you don't have. You can't get what you want if you are not willing to risk getting what you don't want. Life is full of these types of decisions. Should you go for that promotion at work or take that pay cut to follow your dreams? Should you stay in a relationship that doesn't make you happy or leave and risk being alone? These are difficult decisions that we all have to face and they're uncomfortable. But the truth is, if we don't change anything, nothing will change. I came across this great quote by Winston Churchill. He says, "Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. It's the times that we fall that defines our greatness. It's how we get back up that makes us who we are. Our greatest breakthroughs come from our worst failures." Let me show you some examples. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He was told he wasn't smart enough to invent, and the New York Times called him a morally insane failure. But Edison didn't listen. He kept going until he succeeded. Do you know where he would be if he listened to all those naysayers? Probably never famous. Michael Jordan, probably the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. He was devastated, but instead of quitting, he practiced harder and used that rejection to fuel his success. Today, he owns the NBA's Charlotte Hornets and is worth over $1 billion. The world's most popular author, J.K. Rowling, had her Harry Potter manuscript rejected by 12 different publishing houses, but she didn't give up, and today she's sold over 500 million copies worldwide. The point is that success is a journey, not a destination. It's not about winning once. It's about winning consistently, and the only way to do that is to learn how to lose well. Losing builds character. It teaches us humility. It helps us to focus on what's important. It gives us a sense of perspective. When we lose, we need to pick ourselves up and start again. We need to dust ourselves off and try again. We need to shake off the disappointment and move on. When we lose, we need to find the lesson and apply it to the next time. When we lose, we need to find the silver lining and be grateful for it. When we lose, we need to find the opportunity and take it. But why are we so afraid of losing? Well, for starters, we're afraid of what other people will think of us. We're afraid of being judged or ridiculed or criticized. We're afraid of disappointing our friends or our family or our colleagues. We're afraid of losing their respect or their admiration or their love. We're afraid of losing our self-esteem or our self-worth or our self-confidence. We are afraid of losing our sense of purpose or our sense of direction or our sense of meaning. And sometimes, we're just plain afraid of losing. Here's the truth. We can't win all the time. In fact, we can't even win most of the time. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Trying and not winning is better than not trying at all. So how do we overcome this fear of losing? How do we learn how to lose well? First, we need to redefine what losing means to us. Losing doesn't mean we're losers. It doesn't mean we're worthless. It doesn't mean we're failures. Losing is just part of the process. It's part of the journey. It's part of the adventure. Second, we need to reframe how we view losses. Losses aren't setbacks. They're lessons. They're opportunities for growth. They're opportunities for improvement. They're opportunities for learning. They're opportunities for adapting. Third, we need to redefine what success means to us. Success isn't just about winning. It's also about growing, learning, improving, adapting, evolving. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes it hurts so much to lose. It feels like our whole world is crashing down around us. But that's when we need to dig deep inside ourselves. That's when we need to find the strength and the courage and the resilience. That's when we need to find the belief in ourselves. That's when we need to find the hope for the future. That's when we need to find the reason why we're doing this. There's this guy named Steve. He wanted to be an actor. He was so passionate about acting. He loved it more than anything else in the world. But he was also terrified of failure. He was so afraid of what would happen if he didn't make it that he never even tried. He never auditioned for a single role. He never stepped foot on a stage or in front of a camera. He never took any classes or workshops or private coaching. He never did anything to pursue his passion. And then one day he died. And as he lay on his deathbed, he regretted it. He regretted not pursuing his passion. He regretted not taking the risk. He regretted not trying. And that's the last thing he thought about before he died. Now, I don't want you to be like Steve. I want you to follow your passion. I want you to take the risk. I want you to try. Because the only true failure is never trying at all. The only true success is trying and succeeding. And if you fail, that's okay. Just try again. And if you fail again, that's okay too. Just try again and again and again. Because every time you try, you get closer to success. Every time you try, you learn something new. Every time you try, you become better at what you do. So don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it. Failure is the secret path to success that no one talks about. Failure is the key to success. I remember watching a video of Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about how he failed his first bodybuilding competition. He was so disappointed. He felt like a loser. But instead of giving up, he trained harder and studied more and became the best bodybuilder of all time. And when I watched that video, I realized something. Success is not a straight line. It's not easy. It's not effortless. Success is a roller coaster ride. It's full of ups and downs. It's full of twists and turns. It's full of surprises. And the only way to navigate this roller coaster ride is to embrace the ups and downs, the twists and turns, the surprises. And look, I know it's not easy. I know it's scary. I know it's challenging. But you can do it. You have to do it. You need to do it. Because the alternative is not an option. You can't give up. You can't quit. You can't stop. You have to keep going. You have to keep moving forward. You have to keep trying. And when you do that, when you embrace the journey, when you embrace the process, when you embrace the challenge, that's when you become successful. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. You have me, you have your friends, you have your family, you have your community, you have people who love you, who support you, who believe in you. You have people who can help you, who can guide you, who can inspire you. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to share your struggles. Don't be afraid to celebrate your victories. Because when you do that, when you connect with others, when you build relationships, when you create a network, that's when you become unstoppable. So go out there and take risks. Go out there and chase your dreams. Go out there and live your life to the fullest. And don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it. Failure is the secret path to success that no one talks about. Failure is the key to success.